I normally do a checkup on my breast. So when I was doing that, I've realized that there was a lump in my left breast. And then the doctor started checking all over again. And then after he checked, he then said to me, this lump is big. It is a size of a grape, and it looks cancerous. He said to me, we will check it, and if it is cancerous, then we're gonna remove that lump, or else we will remove the whole breast. I think it was on the 6th of June, I went for an operation. Then I went there hoping that maybe it won't be cancerous. I will come back, they will just remove that lump and tell me that it is not cancerous. But amazingly, after 8 hours when I wake up, I had one breast.
How's Lebogang? How are you?
I'm okay, and how are you?
I'm fantastic. You speak about breast cancer. I read your bio, and at some point you were diagnosed with breast cancer. Can you please tell us the journey of how that started?
Okay, I'll start by giving a background.
Okay.
What happened, I was in an abusive marriage for 12 years, then which caused me a lot of stress and depression, in a point whereby I ended up taking medication for that because I couldn't sleep at night, I couldn't cope, and I ended up filing for a divorce that was finalized in 2016. So because of that, that's where I was diagnosed with breast cancer. Apparently, each and every person has cancer cells. They are just not active. But there are those that are getting cancer because it's an heredity from their family. But with me, it was difficult because it was different because it was due to the situation that I went through. The stress that I went through. When you stress, apparently your body produces acid, and that acid, it feeds cancer cells, and it makes those cancer cells alive. So I stressed so much in a way that I created an acid in my body, and that acid at a later stage, it created cancer. So it was on a Saturday morning after my menstrual period. Then each and every month after I've menstruated, then what I do, I normally do a checkup on my breast. So when I was doing that, I've realized that there was a lump in my left breast. First thing that I did, I called my mom. I told her that, Mama, there is something in my breast. And she said to me, you know what? Let's pray and ask God for his intervention. Okay, fine, we did that. And then because it was towards my birthday, I decided not to go and consult because I didn't want to ruin my birthday celebration. So I went with the kids to celebrate my birthday. Coming back, the first week of June 2016, I went to consult, and my doctor said I should go and do a pap smear. And then he referred me to a hospital in Kempton Park, Arbabe. I went there, they did a pap smear. They did a mammogram. A mammogram is whereby they check your breast. And they also took me for, a sauna, whereby they wanted to check whether this lump is cancerous or not.
Okay.
So the sister that was helping me, she just went out of the consultation room running. But I couldn't understand what was it that was happening.
Was she scared?
She was. So she came back with the doctor. And then the doctor started checking all over again. And then after he checked, he then said to me, this lump is big. It is a size of a grape, and it looks cancerous. So we're not going to confirm now that it is cancerous or not. What we're going to do, we will give you the results. You'll go back to your doctor, and then what they're going to do, they will perform a biopsy. A biopsy is a procedure whereby they will cut and remove a lump take it to a lab, test it if it is cancerous or not. Then I went back with the result to the doctor, and the doctor said to me, I'm going to request authorization from your medical aid. I'll request 2 authorization because this is what you're going to do, but it's an option that you need to make a choice. I'll tell you what is it. And then he said to me, we will check it, and if it is cancerous, then we're going to remove that lump, or else we will remove the whole breast. And he said to me, the reason being, sometimes when we remove the affected area, there are some few cells that will be left. And when we think that all is well, it will just expand and it will be uncontrollable. So the better thing is for you to allow us to remove the whole breast, or anyway, it's your choice. It's a choice that you have to make, whether to remove it or to remove just an affected area. Then I decided if it is cancerous, I think it is better if you remove the whole breast. But it's okay for my life's sake, for me to live, then you can just remove it. Then he did that. He asked for 2 authorization. Then on this, I think it was on the 6th of June, I went for an operation. Then I went there hoping that maybe it won't be cancerous. I will come back and they will just remove that lump and tell me that it is not cancerous. But amazingly, after 8 hours when I wake up, I had 1 breast. Then that was the answer to the question that I had for a month, whether that lump was cancerous or not. So that's how I got diagnosed with cancer.
So the cancer, is it completely gone?
Yes, it is completely gone because after the operation, I had to wait for it for 6 weeks to heal. Then after 6 weeks, I was referred to an oncology in Pretoria, Groenkloof, Mary Potter. And I was referred there for chemotherapy. I took chemotherapy it was supposed to be 6 months, but it ended up being 7 months because of other situations that happened along the way. Then after, I got this other injection that was being injected on my abdominal for 3 months. After that procedure, then I was on a Kesa. Is a tablet that I took for 5 years. That tablet is to suppress hormones imbalances in my system. And after that, I went back, everything was checked, and the doctor confirmed that I'm now cancer-free and all my organs are functioning very well. So I'm now going for checkup once in a year, which is every year, April. I go for a checkup just to make sure everything is still intact.
Jeez, man. Many years ago, I went for circumcision. They did their thing, and I realized that a part of my skin is not there anymore. But I'm actually trying to think of you. You were in operation for like more than 8 hours, and you woke up, a part of your body is not there. How did it affect you actually emotionally?
It did a lot, because it made me feel like I'm no longer that lady that I was, and it took away a little bit of my confidence. I had to work on that, and I had to accept the scar. I have to accept and love it. So it took a very toll in my life, but I also went for a counseling for me to be able to live with it and accept it. Then another thing that motivated me was that, but I need to thank God, because other people, they have 2 breasts, but they die because the cancer was in a stage whereby they couldn't cut anything. Mm-hmm. So they just have to let that person live for the period that God wanted her to live. So I kept on thanking God, and I started falling in love with my scar. Each and every day I'll look at my scar and say, but God, you are faithful. If it wasn't by you, I would be dead. So currently where I am, I love my scar. And I remember the doctor said I should do a reconstruction.
Yeah.
But I said to the doctor, I don't think I need that. Because if I can do a reconstruction, I'll forget where I come from. But if each and every day I see this guy, I get reminded of the faithfulness of God. I get reminded that God has saved me, that I should have died, but God saved me. So this scar now, it's my pride. It's something that I'm so proud of. And I don't even hide it. And I do not even mind for people to know that I have a one breast.
Okay.
For me, it's no longer a shame. But it's something that I can brag about to say God is real and God is able to heal. Here I am. And I use it as a testimony to other people. Moreover, people that I'm helping that are in the hospital, I normally open my dress and show them that this is the scar. I just want to show you that whatever situation you are going through, I went through it. And here is an evidence. So now I love my scar.
Throughout the whole process, what was the most difficult part of it?
Okay. The most difficult part of it was to break the news to my kids. It was very difficult. I didn't know how to do it. I just look at them. And because they were trying to get used to the fact that they are no longer having a father, they are only having their mother. Now, after divorce, I didn't know how to tell them. But I prayed to God, asked Him to help me. I did tell them. It was a very sad day because my son, he was crying uncontrollably. And when I asked him, why are you crying this much? He said to me, Mama, when you hear the word cancer, all you think of is that you're going to die. So when you are telling us that you're having cancer, we are thinking, who are we going to be left with when you are gone because you're going to die? And I said to him, son, my doctor told me that being diagnosed with breast cancer, it doesn't mean it is a death sentence, but I can pull through. And I believe God is going to heal me. I'll come back and be with you. All that I need your support and your love, and together we will pull through. It took long for them to come in term with that. It took long. I had to also take them for counseling so that they can understand and they will know how to handle me.
It must have been very difficult for you.
It was very.
You are a single mother with kids, and now, boom, there's a breast cancer. Now you go for an operation. They cut off one of your breasts. Did it not affect you mentally, though?
It did a lot. It did a lot. Moreover, the chemotherapy part of it, because the oncology didn't explain exactly what's going to happen. She just said to me, you're going to go through the chemotherapy, and the chemotherapy is a drug that will be injected in your body that will help to kill cancer cells. Yes, you'll feel nauseous and you'll also feel exhausted at some time. But no, it's not a train smash and you will lose your hair, but you will be okay. She didn't explain exactly how painful that was.
Yeah.
She just said it as if it's just a simple procedure. But to be honest with you, that was a very painful journey that I've ever had in my life. Because when you go for the first day, you'll come back being a normal person. You'll be able to do everything, but the following day you won't be able to wake up.
Sure. How? Is it the pain or?
You get exhausted in a way that you can't even lift a phone, just a mere phone. It doesn't matter how light it is, but you cannot. You get so tired. Everything that you need to do, you will need someone to help you. If you want to take a bath, there should be someone to help you. If you want to stand up, there should be someone to help you to do that. And when you continue with it, you'll start losing your hair. You don't cut it, but when you take a bath, part of your hair will fall off. Everywhere where you have hair, it will fall off. And the color of your skin changes. I remember inside my hands turned into brown. They were no longer like this, pinkish, but they were starting to be brown. My nails were starting to be black. And a loss of taste buds. You just eat, but you cannot taste. Even if you can eat a very hot chili, you won't feel it. You just eat for the sake of having strength.
It's like your senses die, actually.
Yes. And you get so impatient with everything. Sometimes you want people to be around you. When they are here, they irritate you. You want them to go away. Sometimes you'll say, okay, just play gospel music for me. Maybe I'll feel better. And you'll feel it will also irritate you. You cannot pray, you cannot do anything. It's something that I'm unable to explain it, but you get so exhausted. Your color changes. You get, I am dark. I know I'm a brown-skinned someone, but I was too dark that time. Everything changes. You lose weight, and you don't just eat anything. There was this other, what is this? In show that I was drinking. It's a powder that you mix with milk.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that you can stomach. Everything is just awful. But because you know that you want to live, you'll keep on trying to eat. Then after 7 days, it gets better. Then you will be fine, but still you won't have taste buds. Then you'll go back, same thing. There was a time whereby I felt like my soul was getting out of my body. In a way that my kids were so scared. They called my mom. They said, Grain, we don't even know what to do to her anymore. And we think she is dying. That night, I remember they even called my pastor. And it was like I'm dead because there were so many people coming and going out of my house, coming to pray for me. But by the grace of God, I pulled through. Yes, and after 6 months, my hair started growing back. And it's because even my eyebrows were not there. I had to go and do them as this microblading.
Oh, okay.
Yes, at least to have that confidence, because you look so awful. If you can check people who are going through the chemotherapy, you will see they do not have hair, they do not have eyebrows. So, yeah, that's the most difficult part of it.
Your confidence left you.
It did. Because I felt like I'm no longer that beautiful lady that I used to be. I was just like something else that I also didn't understand.
Jeez, man. Before the operation, did the doctor come to you and tell you that what we're about to do is a matter of life and death?
No.
Okay.
He didn't say that. All that he said is that we will perform an operation. Like you have already chosen, if it is cancerous, then we're going to remove the breast. But you will be okay. He kept on ensuring me that I will be okay.
But
hence, I went there without being scared. I was like, I'll come back being okay. And I also had this confidence in me that, coming back from that operation, I'll be having my breast because I do not have cancer. They will just remove this lump. Unfortunately, it wasn't so.
But how were you able to fight back, though?
Let me take you back a little bit. When I was in that abusive marriage, that's where I left. I lose my confidence. That's where I felt like I'm the most ugliest woman on earth, because I was made to believe that I'm this very dark person who's ugly, who will never be loved by anyone. Right. So I lost my self-esteem while I was in that abusive marriage. So the cancer just added on top of what was happening. But then when I decided to divorce, I started reading this other book. The book that was saying, being abused, there is nothing wrong that you did. And do not blame yourself. All that you need to do is to love yourself and forgive yourself for believing that you are the one who created the situation. So from there, I started after the divorce, I started doing this exercise. I'll wake up in the morning, take a bath, look myself in the mirror, and started saying, Lebogang, you are beautiful. You are a black diamond. You are hard to cut. You are rare. Therefore, you cannot even be sold. Then I started saying that over and over again until I believed in it. So after the cancer thing, I kept on doing that. It helped me. And I read all the motivation books that I had. They motivated me to love myself. And I went to God, I asked God, with all this situation that I went through, the abusive relationship, now the cancer, what is it that I need to do for you? Then when I opened my Bible in Romans 8:28, the Word of God says, for we know all things work together for good for those who love the Lord and for those who are called according to his purpose. Then that scripture brought a light in my life, because I said, I know the situation that happened to me, it wasn't good at all. And to be honest, I didn't deserve to go through such. But then the Word of God is saying all things work together for good, which means the bad and the good will be combined and work together for my good. So then I said, what is it that I can do with this situation? That's where the birth of the Restoration Foundation started. Then I decided to start this organization. And I said, I'm not going to feel ashamed of myself, and I'm not going to act like a victim. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my situation to help other people who are in similar situation like I am. Then I started there, I registered, that was 2019, I registered NPO with two of my brothers. We registered that NPO. Then we started helping people. And I turned that scar into a testimony. I turned that test into a testimony, because I started using my life to impact other people's lives. I started helping ladies who are in abusive marriages. I started helping people who are going through chemo, who are thinking of giving up, to say, here I am, I went through it, and I'm still alive, and I'm still beautiful, and I'm still standing. You can also make it. It wasn't by a miracle or anything, but by the grace of God.
Do you think in South Africa we have enough of breast cancer awareness?
I don't think so. And another thing that I normally tell people, I know probably you also do not know about this. Hence, I'm trying to go around and spread the news. As a male, you think that breast cancer is for women, right?
Well, I do know now that also men can,
Yes. So there is a 1% of men that are being diagnosed with breast cancer. Sadly, I lost my colleague last year through breast cancer, because we are so ignorant, we do not know, and the awareness are not that enough. Other people, they do get, other they do not. So we are trying to go out there and let people know that there is breast cancer, and it is not a one white man disease, but all of us, we can catch it, and also our male can also get it. So that you also, as a male, you know that I can be at a risk of getting a breast cancer. Is not only for women. So we are trying. The challenge that we are experiencing is that we are not funded. So we are operating from our own pockets. We are relying on donations from people to do those awareness. But we are trying our level best to do that, of which it is not enough.
I would love to speak to a man who was diagnosed with breast cancer. Maybe he might go a little bit deep, but going back, before you got diagnosed, what were some of the symptoms that you kind of like paid attention to? Maybe were you feeling some sort of like pain on your breast? Obviously, they took one of your breasts. Was it one side or was it both sides?
Okay. Funny enough, with breast cancer, it will just be a lump, and that lump won't even be painful. It will be just a lump that is in your breast. You won't feel a pain. The time whereby it starts to be painful is because it has been long in your body, and now it's starting to expand. When you start having those discharge from your breast, then it has been long. So you'll just feel a lump with you, because you're a man. You'll just see that the size of your nipples are not the same. This one is a little bit bigger, and when you press it, you'll hear that there is a lump in there, but it won't be painful. That's the challenge with breast cancer. When it starts to be painful, it's late then. It has spread all over your body.
You speak about a discharge. What does a breast discharge look like?
It can be white or yellowish, depending on the stage of cancer. So if it is still on the early stage, there won't be any discharge. There won't be anything. You won't have any swollen breast or what. But when it is at the later stage, that's when you will get a swollen breast, you will get discharge, and you will even see that the size of your breast are not the same. The other one will be a little bit, the one that is affected will be a little bit bigger than the other one. So I was the only breast that was removed on me, it was the left one, because it was affected. So the right one is still there.
So what's the best solution? People need to go and check up on themselves.
Yes. Actually, as a woman, each and every month you need to check your breast. Let me just demonstrate how we do it.
Yeah.
Okay. When you check this side, you'll take this and put it behind your head. Then you take this like this, right? And then you will go clockwise around the breast.
Okay. Oh.
Then when you're done this side, you come this side. It's an exercise that a woman needs to do every month.
So you just do this?
Yes, you lie flat.
Okay. Or you lie flat on the bed. Can you lie on the straight wall? Will it work? Or it just needs you to lie on the bed? Lie down?
Lie down on the bed.
Okay.
Yes, and start checking each and every month. And if there is something that you do not understand, then you go to and consult the doctor. Normally what we say know your body. Irrespective, it's not all about breast cancer, but everything, know your body. If there is something unusual on your body, go and consult, make sure everything is fine. Because the kind of food that we are eating these days, the processed food, they feed cancer cells. So we must make sure that each and every time you check your body, you know your body. If you see something that is unusual, go to a doctor. And also the most important thing is to drink water to alkaline your body. Preferably the purified water.
Okay.
Because it doesn't have acid in it. You just go with your container and put water in there that is purified. But the one that has been closed for long, it creates acid also. It will be like you are drinking a fizzy drink because it also has acid. Or a tap water. It's just that these days we're having cholera, then we are scared of drinking tap water, but because of cholera, then we'll go for the purified water.
Asnamal, we're drinking tap water. But you spoke about, you mentioned something very profound. I it's still stuck into my mind. You said every human being, they have cancer cells. And it so happened that in your life, the time when you were abused and you were stressed cells, they actually freed cancer cells. So, which makes me think that if you were in a happy place and everything was fine, you are definitely not going to have cancer.
True.
How crazy is that? So if somebody who's watching and they're a little bit stressed, they have the chance to free cancer cells. And it can be anywhere in the body.
Yes. Actually, I can say most of the sicknesses that we're suffering from, your high blood, your sugar, diabetes, they're being attracted by stress. Of which, yes, it's difficult to control stress. There are things that we are unable to control that are happening to our lives. But the challenge is when you stress, you create acid. That acid, it feeds cells that will create sickness in your body. You might be diagnosed with breast cancer, you might be diagnosed with sugar diabetes, you might be diagnosed with high blood. So the main source of sicknesses and disease is stressing.
I'm no longer going to stress, man. I'm definitely not going to stress. Mam Lebogang, thank you so much for coming. I've learned a lot. Like I said, I'm no longer going to stress because I know that my body's is going to, create some sort of an acid that can be some sort of food to other diseases that I don't have. But thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you.